Final at Bud Walton Arena.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Produced by Colton Little.
Thank you. With Ty Richardson.
You always have to yuck my beefs.
And Tommy Kraft.
You won't know. You'll have to believe what I tell you. This is the Morning Rush.
All right, so on the show panel today, I was the only one that actually didn't attend the game. I had to do post-game last night, or got to do post-game last night. So I'm going to have to lean on you two for some of the in-game stuff. What's new? Give me a break. Hey, welcome in. It's a Think Tank Thursday edition of the Morning Rush. Glad you're here this morning. Next 2 hours, we're going to talk some Arkansas basketball following that 89-80 victory of the Louisville Cardinals. Ryan Silverfield. Introduction last night. Press conference today. Introduction today. How was it last night? Give me a sense.
About what I thought crowd-wise. Full, but not full. I mean, there wasn't 19-2 in the building. Colton stepped out to just say, I thought there was around 18,000. They were loud. First whistle of the game, couldn't even hear it. And I was 10 rows off the floor. I mean, I had a good seat for last night, near the band, near the students. It was loud in there. And by the time you got 5, 6, 7 minutes into the first half, it was really loud in the building. So I thought the building was worth 8 or 10 points. And John Calipari, after the game, grabbed the mic from John George and thanked the fans as they were exiting the aisles. They held the crowd to the end. Arkansas was on fire early. Trevin Brazile from the corner was feeling it early. Got hammered on the alley-oop attempt that he missed, and really kind of just got off to a great start with the threes. Louisville shot their way out of the game, I thought. They took 70 shots from the floor. More than half of them were three-point shots. They're normally a great three-point shooting team. I think Arkansas's length and size had something to do with it. My first chance to really see them up close against wasn't at Michigan State, wasn't in Chicago. The thing that stood out to me, Ty, in warm-ups and then certainly in the first few possessions, Arkansas was bigger, they were more physical, and they were physically the dominating team. They have length, they have speed, they have quickness, and this is going to be a tough team. And I thought last night the Razorbacks, to some degree, not that anyone thought you could just waltz into Bud Walton Arena, but I think they put everyone in the SEC on notice. You're not just going to come in here and get an easy win. I think they already knew that. They pretty well established that last night, taking down number 6 Louisville.
And Trevin talked about it after the game.
Duke game, Michigan State game, we could have had them, and it just feels good to come in here, top 10 opponent and get a win.
It got a little closer than maybe you wanted, being that you were up like double digits. I mean, you were up big in that basketball game. But you still found a way to close it out. Darius Acuff, a big reason for that towards the end of that basketball game. You mentioned Arkansas's length. From a girth physicality standpoint, that was one of the better games Malik Ewins played. Cal kind of gave a backstory to that, which we'll get into coming up. You're going to play some teams in the SEC that are thicker than you down low. But from an athleticism standpoint, when you look at Carter Knox and Billy Richmond, who both run 6'6", you got some tall guards, Malik Thomas, 6'5", 6'6". You've got length in the guard and wing areas, which Louisville had a couple smaller guards last night. So you're going to have to counter that at times when you play some thicker dudes down low, and hopefully Arkansas's big men like Nick Pringle, Malik Ewin, and we saw TB maybe play his best game as a Razorback last
I was
night.
with a great group of guys and some close friends last night that are from Louisville, Kentucky. And they were there to root on their cards. And this was the only chance they get to see anywhere close to home. And they were just amazed at the size of Arkansas. I remember talking to, we both know Brent, was looking at, he said, number 1 down there. I said, yeah, Thomas. He goes, man. I said, he's probably our best shooting guard in a lot of ways. He said, he's a guard? Yes. I mean, when you get to see them in person, I don't think TV does it justice, the size that we see. That's where we begin this morning. Hey, last night, I think Arkansas was catching 2.5 on Bet Saracen last night against the number 6 team. They'll have another game this weekend against Fresno. Plus, you've got all the championship games this weekend. Bet Saracen's got them all for you. If you haven't downloaded the Bet Saracen app, do that. Use the promo code WELCOME. You'll get bonus bets up to $125 in bonus bets when you sign up now using the promo code WELCOME. That's the Bet Saracen app, Arkansas's #1 sports betting app.
What was the play of the game? Won the game. One play. Trevin's block. Out of nowhere, that you could say there's a skill there. No, it isn't. It's a will to win. He just went up and said, this kid ain't making this basket.
And Trevin got going early, like you mentioned, and filled it up in the first half. A little scared when that ankle injury happened. I thought it was a knee, just watching it
I
on
thought
TV.
he got stepped on. But
Yeah.
he turned it.
And it ends up coming back. Doesn't have necessarily the scoring impact in the second half, but still made plays, blocks, rebounds, and also I think had a big-time dunk in the second half too. We were talking about this before the show. He's one of those kids, like if he hits his first three, the rest of his game opens up. His defense, his going to the rack. If he starts missing a couple deep ones from the beginning, you're probably not going to get much out of him. But we saw, as he talked about, a dog last night, not just from him, but other guys. And it's not like when you look at the box score after the game, like while Darius finished the game well, he finished 6 of 18. Trevin's really the only guy in this game that had a really good offensive game. You had a solid outing from Malik Ewan, who ended up with 12 points and 9 rebounds. And I know Darius ended up with 17 total, but not a great shooting percentage. So
they had 10 assists to go with it.
Yeah,
that's huge.
I think the probably the most
that's 20. That's at least 20 points.
Yeah,
obviously.
I think the most impressive thing about last night was the way they did it defensively. You mentioned Louisville's inability to shoot threes last night, 8 of 37. Michael Brown goes 2 of 13. This is a team coming in that was third in 3-point makes per game, and then first in offense. You held them to 16 or 17 less than their season average. Brown goes, again, 2 of 13. He's their best player, could never get going from on the arc, and they look shell-shocked. I believe, I got to go back and look at their schedule. I think that's the first home game, or first road game they played outside of the Yum Center.
Scott and Brent, my buddies were telling me they've got Tennessee coming up. They've got a murderer's row coming up of who they've got like before Christmas. I think Tennessee's their next game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're going to find out about Louisville. Listen, last night changes nothing for Arkansas or Louisville as far as what they can be in the tournament. Changes nothing. It's a great home win. Makes us all feel better after what we've been through in a football season and watching 2 close losses to Michigan State and Duke. But it means nothing as far as can this be a Final Four team. I think you validated some of that you can play with this elite level. But we knew that already with the Michigan State loss. We knew that already with the Duke loss. Validates a little bit more. The big takeaway I got last night, home court's going to be worth 10 points a game, I believe.
Oh, in the SEC.
It's going to be worth 10 points if the fans will show up and show out like they did last night.
Yeah. And you'll have Auburn, Tennessee, first game. Who else is coming? Kentucky. I think there's 1 or 2 other big games. You go to Alabama, you go to Florida, but you've got a decent conference schedule coming in at Budwell. Better than decent, I should say.
Texas A&M.
Yep.
Tennessee and South Carolina are your first 2 home games. So it's going to be, again, that building needs to be like it was last night. And when it is, and even if that team comes in without a number next to their name, it's like that, it's suffocating in there. And, the students were out in full force. Not only the lower level that you see on TV, they were in the upper deck, had that full. They had 25 jerseys on that were given out to students. Had 25. I guess that's for the season. I'm not, maybe you know more about that, but
I did not see the explanation on that. We'll
but
figure it out.
they wanted to rush the floor, but they didn't.
Thank goodness, man. You rushed the.
We're sitting there right near the aisle, right above the student section.
And
late in the game, here they are filling the aisles. Bunch of young pups, and they're like, "You think we're going to do it? We're going to do it? We're going to rush the floor? We're going to do it?" No,
not for that game.
No, unfortunately,
you're a top 25 team, and I know you've been.
They
that
were
before.
trying. I mean, there were some there trying. They were rushing down, filling the aisles, trying to fill seats near the court to do it.
Well,
coming from the upper deck,
I'm glad they did.
I'm glad they didn't either because it had been a bad look.
You mentioned the word validation on Think Tank Thursday. We occasionally ask Chat what he thinks, and we asked him, "Is Arkansas good?" Here's what he said.
Oh, they're good, buddy. They're good. This 2025 and 26 squad's got more athletes than a Fayetteville Planet Fitness on January 2nd. The last Corleone has these dudes playing defense like someone hid their NIL check in the opponent's locker. And when that freshman backcourt starts cooking, woo pig, it's like hitting every green light on College Avenue. Rare, beautiful, borderline spiritual. So yeah, Arkansas basketball is good. Good enough that I'm already emotionally overinvested, and it's not even March.
Sorry, Tommy. That was Chat answering in the style of Ty Richardson.
Wow.
No one's ever hit all the green lights on college. That's never happened. Never.
Oh man, what is the worst street in Arkansas traffic wise? Since you bring that up, as I think about
In
that.
the state, I'm going to tell you at a time.
I'm not talking about interstate. I'm not talking about highway. I'm talking about like.
I'm going to tell you at a time, and at the right time of the day, Van Buren, Arkansas, between Pointer Trail and Sandstone. And if you live in Crawford County, you know what I'm talking about. That section between I-40 and the Walmart is brutal. Brutal. Now you've got a Chick-fil-A in there. Can't imagine it's gotten any better. You got a 7 Brew in there. Can't be any better. So for my money, the area between I-40 and Sandstone on Highway 59 in Van Buren is the worst traffic in the state.
BE and Clarksville where I was going to go. I've been on a lot of roads in this state. I still want to get to a lot more other parts, but Weddington for me, as a guy that used to live at the links on Weddington, that's
gotten better though since they redid the interchange there in the last year.
Really? Because I feel like that.
No, I think it has.
Okay,
but I avoid Weddington. I still do. It's out of habit.
And I had friends that lived there junior year and senior year too, so I was always on there, and it was just. I mean, you go in the mornings and the 7 to 9 o'clock, or the afternoons from 4 to 6 weekdays. It is brutal. So I agree with you on that. We did get a text about the introduction. You sent me the video last night of him introducing Ryan Silverfield. Really played out exactly like Colton said. John George, call him out there. Yeah, I guess you had the cheerleaders out there. Was there, and I watched it. Now I'm forgetting cheerleaders. Him. Is there anyone else out there with him?
Bunch of camera people that for Hogs Plus and whatever. Bunch of camera boys were out there, but they shot the fireworks and the pyrotechs, or not fireworks, but they had the flames going, all this stuff. So they gave him an introduction that was similar to what the players would get. So if you didn't get to see it on TV, he gave a short speech. It was a bunch of rah-rah. It was a bunch of it's a bunch of red meat, and it was fine. Nothing wrong. He'll go into more detail, I'm sure, today at 1 o'clock. But the crowd responded in a similar way to when they introduced John Calipari as the head coach. Ryan Silverfield got what I would say would be an equal amount of enthusiasm as they introduced him.
All right, good. Well, we kind of combined that and a clip. He was actually on the Jim Rome show earlier this week, and he was talking about 2026, 27, 28, 29, and here's our opening drive.
I think this day and age, you can't sit there and talk about patience. You have to go win. And that's what I told the players. I said, enough of this loser mentality, enough of this, hey, it's going to take a few years to build. Sure, there's going to be certain things that are going to take a little bit of time, and I understand that. But ultimately, the goal is to win and to win next season. And we've done that. We're showing that with what we're going to be doing recruiting and some of the battles we've run there on signing day this Wednesday. And then it's going to lead to wins on the field.
This is the opening drive.
So, a couple things. I want to commend Hunter for not being out there because I listened to it several times. Didn't hear a single boo last night. Did you?
Nope.
You were in the building.
I was
Did you?
there. No boo.
Okay.
There were
Hunter was
no
not-
boo
Hunter
birds.
was not at center
None.
court. Thank you,
Zero.
Hunter, for not doing that. Don't put yourself in that position. Second thing, to the clip about like winning next year. Lane Kiffin's expected to be in the college football playoff next year, right? John Summerall.
Better than that.
Yeah, John Summerall, the same thing. Well, I'm talking next year.
I
don't
know,
think
but I think LSU's expecting more than just make the playoff next year.
Okay. Well, the point is, and we kind of touched on it a little bit yesterday, is bowl eligibility. I know it's December the 4th, and we don't even know what the roster looks like. We got less than a month until the portal opens up, and you got the guys who actually agree. They got the signing day done yesterday. The class is outside the top 50. Don't know how much those kids are going to help this next season. But is it just kind of like just the bowl eligibility? Is that what?
I mean, I don't know. You can't. If you're doing that, you're doing it based on emotion. You're basing it on recent history and recency bias. Let's see. We've been told there's more resources.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear about that today. Let's see what the roster's like January 16th, and then decide. If you're doing it now, you're doing it blind. You have no education on who's even going to be taking snaps for this team. As a player like Kobe Branham back, that's a huge change to me in what you view of that offensive line. If if he left. I don't think he's going to, but I mean, we don't have enough information to say what the expectation should be right now.
Here's what I kind of wanted to get into off that. So you and so many others have advocated for these high buyouts to be reduced and everything else. I don't think that's going to happen because coaches know there's such a heightened expectation of what is required of them in just year one and year two than what it used to be. Because didn't you used to get like 3 or 4 years of grace period before?
Yeah, you had to get your players in there, and it took recruiting cycles. Now you don't. You have portal cycle.
And so, like, I know there's been a lot of talk lately. Let's change the college football calendar. Let's get rid
warp speed, Captain Dirk.
There, let's get rid of these high buyouts. But I just don't know how that happens with fan bases, including ours. Now, obviously in Gainesville and in Baton Rouge and in Auburn, the expectations for Golish, for Summerall, and for Kiffin are to make the college football playoff next year. You talked about you think Kiffin's is to even get beyond that. I just don't see that changing. I know some people were like, well, Silverfield's almost making $7 million. Is he worth that? I don't know. We're going to find out.
What the market says.
Yeah, and that's...
I mean, $7 million, God, we'd crawl over broken glass to Lubbock for $7 million for us. But $7 million, it's middle of the road at best in this league. So, I mean, it's what the market dictates you have to pay, So, gas right now is anywhere from, I saw last night, driving back and forth, $2.18 a gallon's what I paid. There was $2.54 a gallon along the way. Mm-hmm. Same gallon of gas, So I mean, the market dictates what I'm saying. Some guys are getting $2.54 a gallon. Some guys are getting $2.18. We're probably about $2.29 a gallon here.
I remember in San Francisco when I filled up and when we were in the NCAA tournament back in 22. Gas was like $4.89, and I was just looking at that. It's like I don't know how people live here. I don't know how, and I know there's wage changes based on where you live and everything else, but just seeing the gas was almost $5 was just like, oh my gosh.
So I mean, listen, nearly $7 million takes my breath away. But
well, Colton, we know that's not true.
That's what look at the league. Look at the roster in this league. What else are you gonna do?
So today you mentioned something important. I'm gonna ask Tom about this. You brought it up, and we've talked about it off air. Hunter's been talking about this thing. Like what is that plan? What does that look like? Do you have I'm not documents, but are you going to tell the fan base today, hey, this is the money we've set aside. This is the money that we're investing with the program. We've seen all these reports, what LSU's given Kiffin from a revenue share standpoint, from an NIL standpoint. There's Richard texted us after the show yesterday with the clearinghouse issue, which doesn't look like it looks like some of the schools want the stuff locked down.
None of them do.
Others don't.
No, they don't. I mean,
I think we do, but Blue Bloods don't.
There's no interest in a level playing field.
That's of anything, and I know Silverfield, you mentioned the term red meat earlier, which a little bit last night. It's going to be a little bit today.
That was a filet mignon last night, Colton, wasn't it? He didn't say anything of substance to me, but what he did was serve up red meat.
Absolutely. I thought it was good. He came out
fine.
on time, yeah.
But
he was very
good. That's not Tommy's substance, though.
No,
I mean, and that wasn't the place for substance.
Yeah, you get out there, you do the thing.
Okay, so substance. Is there any other substance that we need to be looking for today? Like, I don't really care about him going over the different recruits.
It would be like him walking in this room and saying, "I'm for free pizza, free wing Thursday, and $1 cold beers." Is anyone in here going to disagree?
No objection.
I mean, he had you at free pizza.
Is that the 2026 plan here?
Oh man, the students were fired up. Well, he was handing out, what was it? Was it Cane's or Slims?
No, I mean, hey, whoa. We don't talk around that.
We don't eat that gross ass chicken up here.
I will say that's a good mark. I said it last night on the show. The best.
Which one was it? I don't know.
It was Slims.
Slims.
I mean,
we don't do that Louisiana chicken here.
I mean, are you going to cheer a guy or boo a guy that's handing out free fried chicken?
No, that was an incredible market. I said
I think that point last night in the post game show. I heard that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you know how you get students on your side when you introduce a coach?
You give them
fried, booze too, but you give them fried chicken. You can't give out booze; it's illegal. Give them the second best thing,
or a
fried
t-shirt.
chicken.
Something. Give them something free. Give them something in their hands.
I can't believe they were so excited and high five. He's giving out fried chicken.
So any other substance thing we need to hear today from him?
Yeah, what's your plan for the staff?
Well,
who are you going to bring with you?
Defensive coordinator wise, Golish Pertain, DJ Durkin.
I just want to hear what's his plan and what's his timeline to bridge this gap from where we're at which I don't think is as far away as we think it is, but it's still a distance. I mean, this is still a team that was Was this a team competitive in the SEC, even though they were 0-8? They were competitive in their games in the SEC,
I don't think
right?
They got blown out by anyone, did they?
So, I mean, my point is, you're how many players away? Now, you're losing 29 guys or whatever this year, but and plus you're going to have portal guys.
Minimum.
Right, minimum. So, I mean, how do you bridge that gap? Because this is a team, if you mess up the portal, you could easily go from losing games by a touchdown to losing by 20. But you are also 3 or 4 players away from winning some, not all, some of those games. All right, that's your opening drive and where we begin on a Think Tank Thursday here on the Morning Rush. It's brought to you by Pradco. I saw Bruce send out that video to us.
Mm-hmm.
They're using stick baits on the White River. Clay texted me early this morning, we need some stick baits. They were getting some of those big browns. Listen, anything you need is available at lurenet.com. Also, Academy, Dick's, Walmart, and your favorite local tackle shops. Plus, there's holiday deals right now at lurenet.com. Orders over $35 get free shipping as well. That's lurenet.com for Arkansas's own Pradco brands here in Arkansas.
When we come back, your Hog Update, going to hear more from Cal on the win last night over Louisville next.
It's time to go. Tommy and Ty, they steal the show. It's PM, it's all feel the flow. Morning Rush, Morning Glow.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk. I just like to constantly moisturize my meat.
This is the Morning Rush.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Robert. We're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
I should say it.
Say what? Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop. Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side. Nope, I saw him, Matt. You still do believe in Santa, right? Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess. A couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, you know, the interfacegram www. I think he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hall. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Ho, ho, ho.
Did you guys watch the game? You did?
This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Basketballs bounce, cheerleaders cheer, and fans are flocking to the paint store in Van Buren. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their color matching. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their help with color selection. The paint store in Van Buren shares their expert advice from 35 years of experience. If you haven't been to the paint store in Van Buren, you are missing out. How about you give them a shout next time you need some real-life help you can't get on YouTube?
I want to ride my
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mazarod Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren. COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those. 7 down. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Turned by Woo Big Three. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
5 to shoot off the dribble down the lane. Scoop won't go. Ewens follows up and in. Malik Ewan with the follow, and the Hogs are back up by 9.
So Malik Ewan finishes with 12 points, 9 rebounds, and I know one of your favorite stats, Tommy, is fouls drawn. 6 of them. He drew 6 fouls last night. Might be the best passer on the team. Like, you don't say that often about a center, but Malik Ewan, I think he only had 1 assist last night, but if you've watched him this season, picking rolls, picking pops, he's a really good passer, even out of the post. Like what I saw from him last night, as did John Calipari, who talked about it after the game.
Malik Ewing doing what he did today got me going more than the W. His life, our team. I went back and I watched both Florida State Louisville games last year. And I'm like, where's this guy? No fadeaways, no crumbling of the legs when I shoot it, no missing 2-footers. He balled and rebounded and played through bumps. I showed him the clip. I gave it to him. I said, watch it tonight, watch it tomorrow morning, watch it before the game. That's who you need to be.
Is it time to start talking about Ewan being in the starting lineup and Pringle taking the back seat?
And I thought about that.
Yes.
So you think yes. Here's my thought on this. Because your bench is maybe the best asset on your team. You bring in Billy Goat. You can follow this, Colton. You bring in
Thomas.
Malik, who's an absolute sharpshooter, and you bring in Ewan, who at any night can give you a double-double. So my thought is you have
39 bench points last night.
Yes. You have, and I don't know where
Louisville had 11.
Where they rank in college basketball. I'm going to guess it's inside the top 20, maybe even the top 10. But I think you keep it as is for a while And then if it gets to a point where you're not getting enough from your starters, particularly in the front court like you're talking about, then you do put Ewan in front of Pringle.
Pringle's just good. That's it, right? He's not a bad player, but he isn't a great player. Hadn't shown that so far. I mean, Pringle is just average right now. And listen, we're not going to the tournament this week. Not putting up, we've been to 4 of the last 5 Sweet 16s. Not deciding that this week, whether you go to another one. Mm-hmm. But Pringle's game is not enough to get you to where you want to be at the end of the year. Is that fair?
Right now, yes.
Right now, that's where he has got the most ceiling in my room for taking his game to the next level. Mm-hmm. Because we need him to be more dominant inside than what we're seeing right now from Pringle.
He only shot 3 times last night.
Yeah, if you watch him at Alabama, I don't know what fans or you were wanting from him. He's just kind of who he is. I mean, he was a guy on a Final Four team in Tuscaloosa. He was a good player. Dominated Arkansas in one game last year alongside that what is that other kid's name? The lefty, Curry. I can't remember, but he's not going to give you a double each night. Ewan has the offensive capabilities. It's a matter of what you want. Now,
is 4 rebounds enough?
No, he's been, and Cal's been talking about
enough?
that. No, yes, again, Cal talks about it. Like what he does on the defensive end, while the rebounding total is not what he is, he's vocal. He's the one having to deal with when the freshmen don't gang rebound or they miss a screen or something like that. If you watch Darius and you watch Malik, there's still a lot of defensive issues they're screwing up, and they're putting him in a terrible situation consistently. Hopefully that gets resolved and changed by March. But there are some, again, he's very vocal. And I'm talking about Cal. Cal's vocal about what he does good. And it's not always going to show up on the stat sheet, but you still need him out there. But Malik's the flashier player. He's the better offensive player, and he has a higher ceiling than Nick. But Nick's still a vital piece of this team.
They gave you 12 and 9. I think a conversation about him starting, and playing more than 7. That's 12 and 9 in 17 minutes, 17 and a half minutes. Mm-hmm. I don't, Cal knows what he's doing. Ain't questioning that, but I think the kid's earning more and more minutes. That's for sure.
No question about it. All right, that is your hog update this morning. It is brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
We brought up Silverfield a little while ago. He'll have his introductory press conference at 1. We'll have it for you here on halftime on all these radio stations, plus our Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Signing class, 17 guys. You got kids from 7 different states. It's outside the top 50. Again, relative to the SEC, it's not a good class. This is not the class you need to care about. It's the one that's coming up here in January. You are happy you got some Arkansas kids, but it's a smaller. I just think classes nowadays are going to be under 20 for the most part. I just think coaches are going to spend more on their spend more, and they're going to add more out of
You only got so much budget. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, 100%. So I think that's exactly what we're looking at. Hey, Uncorked, Phoenix Avenue. It's the holiday time. I know you do Friendsgiving around Thanksgiving, but I know there's a lot of occasions where you're going to have a nice Friday or maybe a Thursday night out or a Saturday night out with friends for the holidays. Get ahead of the family stuff, or you're looking maybe somewhere to go with a group for a holiday gathering for an office party or a get-together. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith is the place. I mean, an outstanding menu. Would elite be the right word? How else would you describe their menu? I mean, you got
exquisite.
Exquisite would be a good. The double bone pork chops, unbelievable. They got tremendous steaks. They got a salmon that's second to none. But they got a ton of great starters and appetizers that are great. Happy hour to kind of start the day at 4:00 with them is always special. And even on the warmer afternoons, the patio is still a great place. And even when it's a little chilly, they got the fire features out there to keep you warm as well if you want to sit outside. Plus, they have private areas that you can book as well. UncorkTheFort.com for more details, menus, and other options that are available to make reservations for this weekend. That's UncorkTheFort.com for Uncorked Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's in Fort Smith.
All right, when we come back, Morning Rush Daily Question. Also want to talk about Nate Allen, who passed away this week. Arkansas basketball did a good job with him last night. Stay with us here on the Morning Rush.
Tommy's got me fired up this morning.
Live on your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
The Indiana Arizona State, Texas Tech, Vanderbilt. You gonna tell me they have more NIL money? I think we just got a moron up there running a program that doesn't know how to handle the money.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Robert, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. The largest Razorback store south of the North Hall. I should say it?
Say what?
Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop. Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side. Nope, I saw him, Matt. You still do believe in Santa, right? Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess, a couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, you know, the Interfacegram WW. I think he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hog. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Ho, ho, ho.
There was a lot of good stuff, Chuck.
This is The Morning Rush.
We're having a good old-fashioned family Christmas at Rath Auto Resources. Now through the end of the year, get up to $6,400 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned sleigh. Inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. Really nice. Save up to $6,400 off your next family truckster, and we'll all have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny Kaye. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, RathAutoFortSmith.com. Hallelujah. Where's the Tylenol?
The Golf Nut's new state-of-the-art putting room is officially open. Come roll the best putters on the market, like Scotty Cameron, Lab, Ping, Odyssey, and Bettinardi, and lead with a stroke that'll scare your playing partners. Visit the Golf Nut for a great selection of Christmas gifts for your favorite golfer, like rangefinders, clubs, golf balls, apparel, or a gift certificate to the new indoor hitting bay or shop. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
It's always good to be home for the holidays. So if you are currently looking for a different rental, or you're new to the area and looking for your first rental in the River Valley, Marshall's Management has you covered. Apartments, duplexes, and single-family homes are all part of Marshall's rental inventory. And currently, Marshall's is offering holiday specials with big discounts on first month's rent and signing gifts to help you enjoy the holidays in your new home. Check out availability at marshallsrentals.com and get your unit picked out before they're all gone.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $600 million. So, what would you do if you won?
If I won the jackpot, I would buy my own racehorse.
If I won the lottery, I would buy my wife a beach house.
First person I would call would be my husband. He's got a big mouth, but I would still call him first.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $600 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or Check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
If you're planning a holiday party, let River Point Wine and Spirits help. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Arkansas's 35th football coach, Ryan Silverfield, will address the state and the fan base today. In a press conference at 1 o'clock, we'll have it here on ESPN Arkansas as part of our halftime today. What do you want to hear today? I mean, pretty broad, pretty open-ended question. What do you hope to hear today from Arkansas's new coach that I don't think any of us know a lot about to this point?
I think it's the plan financially, and maybe that's more from Hunter, because he's talked about winning now. I said that yesterday on Rome. He'll say it again today, and not just waiting a year or two, whatever it is. What is the plan to win? Because evidently this last year there wasn't a good enough plan, and in years prior to that, in place to win football games in the toughest conference in college football. In a conference that's moving to 9 games next year. And, oh, by the way, you're playing Kyle Whittingham on the road in Salt Lake City, Utah. So what is the plan? How do you counteract the best athletes that you play week in, week out in the SEC? You obviously get some of your own. How are you going to go about doing that?
Yeah, I think the financial plan, I don't know that he has the answers. That's what I'm looking to hear something from in regards to Hunter Yurachek. And you know, you mentioned additional investment. Please don't tell me that it begins and ends with a rev share. There's got to be more than that. So, you know, kind of where are we at in that regards? Because I don't know. I mean, it changes my expectation of what Silverfield's going to be able to do in the transfer portal if he's got $5 million or he's got $15 million. And I think that's a fair way of looking at it now. Now, I don't expect anyone to come out and say, well, we got rev share, we got $13 million, and we got another $23 million coming from. Yeah, I don't expect them to come out and be that detailed with the numbers, but give me a sense of where we rank and where we're at. Because if you've got bottom 3 money, I think we're going to get bottom 3 results more often than not.
Let me add this, because I heard the stat tossed around the other day. Lane Kiffin never got a top 10 recruiting class to Oxford. He had, I believe, the number 1 transfer portal class this year, and we're seeing the dividends play out for Ole Miss, even though he's not the head coach there anymore. You can have, like Arkansas, we said it earlier, they're outside the top 50, right? Those guys are not going to help this year. Hopefully Beal and the rest of those kids can help in years to come. But I do think you can have a high level of success in the transfer portal at Arkansas. You're not ever going to stack up against other SEC teams, high school ranks wise. But I think you can transfer portal if the money is right and the coach is right. And we don't know if either of those things are going to play out based on not seeing Silverfield coach a game as a Arkansan. Saw him on the other sidelines win second half 32-31 at Memphis. But that's the element in the room, or the elephant in the room, that I think is the biggest question.
All right, that's your Morning Rush Daily Question, and it is brought to you by CartPath Social.
Yeah, CartPath Social, number 1 place for your Christmas party. If you're a business owner or manager, maybe you just want to plan one with your family. You can do so at CartPath Social. Click on the events tab and call Christian, call Nate. Go to cartpathsocial.com, 122 Grant Place in Lowell, right across from Atwoods. So it basically splits Fayetteville and Springdale and splits Rogers and Bentonville. It's really in the center of all of it in Northwest Arkansas. Awesome place. 2 Rogers boys, 2 friends of mine from college. They're great dudes. Go to cartpathsocial.com.
Well, we saw, I don't know if we saw anything historic last night. We saw some exciting. We may see something historic, or I'm going to here in the next half hour, because I've got to leave here in a minute because I've got to go to my son's school because he's getting an academic award.
Look at that. Apple
That's awesome.
came from the mother in this
My
situation.
parents never had to leave work early for their son to get an academic award.
It's incredible.
So I'm going to have to beg off for the next hour because they had just started AP course. I know y'all had AP classes available. He in his freshman year last year, Dylan did well and apparently got some college cred.
Yeah, that's the only reason why you do it, baby. That's the only reason.
So,
Clapping out, baby.
In his ninth grade year. So,
clap.
Yeah.
That's
so,
all you gotta do. What AP class were you taking? What's he?
I think it was history last year.
Yeah, that's a hard. That is AP US history.
Yes.
That is a hard class.
Freshman year too.
Props to Dylan.
The deal with that, and good for him, is Colton are saying that with
good for my pocketbook somewhere down the line.
Well.
Oh, and I'm proud of you too, son.
Based on the scholarship, depending on if he's doing that now, there's a chance he gets an academic scholarship, and he's going to get the lottery scholarship. You have to still take a number of hours at the U of A or wherever he else goes if he stays in state. I think there's still like an hours requirement. So while he's clubbing out of these like hard classes now, he's still going to have to take some like.
You got to fill them up with theory of music.
Like some extracurriculars that you're like, I'm paying for this. I'm paying for that.
Art appreciation.
You can appreciate art.
Let me tell you something. Tell Dylan, and I know it's been a while since you've been to school, and honestly now it's been a decade for me almost.
I've been out of college more than 25 years.
That's wild. Get your hard classes done up front.
Yeah.
Senior year, have some fun. Start drinking legally. That's how you do it.
Don't coast senior year.
Well, when I say coast, in terms of curriculum,
not
necessarily getting a job and doing stuff outside of that. But like, here's the thing: the best thing about any college institution nowadays is the connections. It's not what you learn. You can learn more just working a normal job or outside of this. It's the connections you make at any institution, professors, jobs you get, internships or whatever.
People
else.
You go to class with that become your friends or become your clients or become your coworkers or become your boss or they become your coworker and they work for you someday. I mean, they become your banker, they become your insurance guy. Yeah. There's people that I didn't even know till college, and I still see them on a weekly basis today. So, no, you're right. So,
it's a good way.
I'm going to have to bow out, gentlemen, but I have a good excuse.
Okay.
I got a doctor's note here today. So,
congratulations.
Yeah, tell them congrats. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
I have a good reason, and it doesn't involve sickness.
Also, congratulations to the men's basketball team last night getting a big time victory as well for this Arkansas basketball program, which. You just needed something positive. A lot of bad things happened during football season, unfortunately.
A lot.
And hopefully it'll be good. Colton, your first experience this year at a game. Tell us what happened last night.
I mean, it was a good night. I thought it was a wonderful night. The Bud Walton energy was fantastic. I thought that I was kind of worried that, 6 o'clock, hard time for people to get there. It was a little bit of a delayed tip. But by about 15 minutes into the first half, I mean, that place was rocking
and rolling.
Yeah, and when we got up 20 points early in the second half, I mean, you could feel the energy. And you guys talking about it this morning when I was in there finishing up some production stuff about being worth 10 points. That's what Bud Walton is all about. So it was a good night. The fans really brought it. And I've stuck around to hear Louisville's head coach, Pat Kelsey, who's quickly becoming one of the, rising through the ranks of college basketball.
Yep.
And he had a lot of good things to say about Bud Walton Arena as well in the atmosphere. And I think that was one of the deciding factors in the game is Louisville's first time on the road, and it wasn't going to be in an easy place. And Bud Walton brought it last night. So all this talk about, it's being ruined by the corporate this and that and all the layup contests, it's the magic is still there. You just got to make sure that you're squeezing it out at the right time.
Yeah, and they, again, Cal was complimentary after the game. What's fans in attendance this weekend?
Now I'm saying to North Little Rock, come on now. Come out. support the Razorbacks, be there, make it an unbelievable environment.
It's always a great
Yeah,
atmosphere.
that'll be full, no question.
Whether it's on television or not. I got to look. Is it on TV this weekend or is it on Plus?
I thought they forked over the money to go ahead and
Okay.
get all that stuff in there because enough people were like, "This is bogus. I'm tired of having to, not watch the game."
Went to those games all growing up and have been to a few of them.
I think
since then.
Adriel Bailey blocked Valparaiso at the buzzer that one time, pretty close to saving us for a win, and everyone was like, "We didn't even get to see it." So that'd have been nice.
Yeah.
They said, "All right, next time we'll put it on TV."
Well, that is again something to look forward to this week, and you'll play Texas Tech this next week, and we'll obviously talk more about that game a little later on tomorrow. If you want to call or text us, do so. Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. This one, comes from Brandon in Paris. Life advice from Ty: it will lead you to living in a van down by the river. I wish I had that. Wish I had that SNL quote.
You were on the right path, though. You're talking about just getting, get all your stuff done in college early, so those last couple of years you don't have to worry so much about, I have this theory class or something, dumb that you don't really apply in your everyday work, like your professor said that you would.
Yeah, Mark and Lowell, school that Dylan goes to, I think Southside. Yeah, I think Southside. Don't hold me to that.
Go Mavs.
Let's see. Dennis in Springdale. Back to our question about Ryan Silverfield and later on today, he wants to hear an emphasis on giving scholarships to Arkansas kid. If a 3-star Arkansas kid is available, give it to him instead of a 3-star from another state. Even if we suck, I can support a team of Arkansas kids. Dennis, what I'll tell you is you'll support a team with Georgia, Texas, and Missouri kids that win more than you will with Arkansas kids. And listen, I want in-state kids too. I was happy to see Ryan Silverfield flip those kids this weekend. I was hoping he'd get even a few more. I know we talked a little bit about Kane Archer yesterday. But who starts from Arkansas on this basketball team?
Nobody.
Who plays from Arkansas on this basketball team?
Nobody.
Outside of Isaiah Sparingly, who didn't play last night. They're top 25. Again, that theory is great when you're winning. And in football, it's a lot more applicable because you got a lot more players, a lot more kids from this state to choose from. I get that. But no one's going to look up at the end of this year if this team goes on a turning run and be like, man, I wish we had some Arkansas kids on there. No, you're going to say, we're going to take Malik Thomas from Pittsburgh. We're going to take Darius Acuff from Detroit. We're going to take DJ Wagner from New Jersey. You got all these kids from all over the place. And if they win, that's what you care about. So listen, I get your sentiment, Dennis. End of the day, though, it's just about winning. And I want the Arkansas kids to, but that's more of what I think about that. Brennan from Fort Smith, can we retire the lady and the dog that catch
Oh my
frisbees?
God! Look, enough is enough with the dogs and the frisbees, okay? Because you know what? It's not the dog's fault. How dare Brennan? I like your takes most of the time. If you're blaming the dog, you're wrong. The dog did nothing wrong. The owner, whoever's out there doing the whole dog and pony show, can't throw the frisbee. They're not setting the dog up for any amount of success at all. And look, a receiver is only as good as the quarterback throwing to him. That's exactly how this works. It's not fair for you to judge that dog. But one thing is for sure, they got to get some new acts out there at halftime and in between timeouts. It is getting grueling to watch the same old thing over and over and over again. And boy, does it bring the energy down in between timeouts. I mean, ugh.
Well, hopefully it gets fixed and resolved. We've got another hour of the Morning Rush here on a Think Tank Thursday. We're going to ask Chat what he thinks about Arkansas finishing the SEC. And our buddy Tom Murphy's going to join us in just a bit. The Inn at the Mill. Hey, maybe you need a place to stay in Northwest Arkansas this weekend or weekends to come. Call the Inn at the Mill, 479-443-1800. I stayed there the other night. Jennifer hooked me up with a nice suite. It was really nice. It was awesome. If you haven't stayed there before, it's an incredible experience. InAtTheMill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present, off I-49, off the Johnson exit. Hour 2 is next.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Robert, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. I should say it?
Say what?
Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop. Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side. Nope, I saw him, Matt. You still do believe in Santa, right? Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess, a couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, you know, the interfacegram www.
I think he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hog.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Ho, ho, ho.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
This is the Morning Rush.
We're having a good old-fashioned family Christmas at Rath Auto Resources. Now through the end of the year, get up to $6,400 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned sleigh. Inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. Really nice. Save up to $6,400 off your next family truckster, and we'll all have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny Kaye. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. Hallelujah. Where's the Tylenol?
Hardee's, every Tuesday is now Tender Bender Tuesday. Right now, download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards. Buy 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, get 3 free. It's Tender Bender BOGO every Tuesday now through June 2026. This Tuesday, get 3 tenders, free. Next Tuesday, get them free. The Tuesday after that, you guessed it, free. Buy 3 tenders, get 3 free. Another great benefit for My Rewards members. Only at Hardee's. Registration and app required. Available for limited time at participating restaurants. See app for terms.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Champion Cycling wants to help you find the joy in cycling that's been a part of their family for many years. Register today through December 21st at hitthatline.com for your chance to win a specialized road bike just in time for Christmas. Whether you're a child getting your first bike, an adult who hasn't been on a bike in years, or someone who's looking to podium at their next race, Champion Cycling wants to help you find the right bike. A great selection of bikes, cycling apparel, and accessories, and great service. 5500 Mazard Road in Fort Smith. Find your next ride with Champion Cycling.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The holiday season is upon us, and Blue Ember Smokehouse is here to take the stress out of cooking. Order one of our whole turkeys, juicy turkey breasts, or pick carving hams. Spend more time with the family and less time in the kitchen. Place your holiday order today online at blueembersmokehouse.com or stop by in-store or call your nearest Blue Ember Smokehouse. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
Blue Ember Smokehouse knocked it out of the park. Probably one of the best turkeys I've ever eaten. The heating up instructions, everything was great. So I just want to give a kudos to them.
The Crane Team is your home for all your automotive needs in the River Valley. With 2 big Crane, Kia, and Hyundai locations in Fort Smith, the Crane Team has the perfect vehicle for you. From pickup and delivery to service after the sale, plus our famous huge Crane Cash discounts. The Crane Team simply can't be beat. Shop Arkansas's largest selection of Kia Tellurides, Hyundai Palisades, Sorrentos, Tucsons, and more.
Visit us today or shop online at craneteam.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, cloudy skies. There is a chance of a little light rain or freezing drizzle. Our high temperatures will be right around the mid to upper 30s. Later on tonight, a chance of some freezing rain and snow to the north. Could see rain and freezing rain to the south. Overnight lows will drop down into the mid to upper 20s. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Brazil off the inbound. 3 from the corner's good. 17 and a half for Trevin. It's 41-22. Hogs are trying to blow him out. Acuff lobs for Brazil, and he slams it home.
What was the play of the game? Won the game. One play. Trevin's block.
15 for the freshman on the other end. Blocked underneath. Through was blocked by Brazil. Richmond had it coming out of there. Lost the handle out of bounds, and Louisville touched it last. The crowd's on its feet. What a night at Bud Walton Arena. John Calipari, Pat Kelsey meet at midcourt. This is a nice win. The 25th ranked Razorbacks knock off 6th ranked Louisville. They led wire to wire, 89-80. The final at Bud Walton Arena.
Live from the Bushlight Studios. Produced by Colton Little. Thank you, Colton. With Ty Richardson.
You always have to yuck my beast.
And Tommy Kraft.
You won't know. You'll have to believe what I tell you.
This is the Morning Rush.
Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's a bad thing. Hour 2 of the Morning Rush Think Tank Thursday. Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, set to join us in just a bit. Give some thoughts on the football team coming up with Ryan Silverfield being introduced to fans today. It was introduced last night if you were in Bud Walton. This will be a bigger thing. We'll have it for you on halftime as well. Hogs win. As you heard Chuck say, never trailed in this basketball game, which is great. Plus, we got some other stuff to get into here in hour number 2. We're brought to you this morning by APAC and Standard Materials Group. Number 1 source, top quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete. This could be something like a small residential project or a grand scale, large scale commercial job. They've got you covered. Give them a call, 479-587-3300. Rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs. It's at APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. Little bit of a disappointment, and I love Jimmy Docks. I know some people don't like him. He's always been nice to me since I was like 6 years old to now, I guess, 30, soon to be 31. We didn't get the dog bark audio from Jimmy last night, but Colton did get this.
I'm also a big Dolphin guy.
Didn't know that
I don't know
about
what that
Jimmy.
means. I don't know if he's like a
Big
Miami
Dolphin
fan like me or he just likes a good porpoise.
Big Dolphin guy. On the broadcast with Carl Ravitch last night as Arkansas takes down Louisville. Successful outing for the Razorbacks, a team that hadn't lost all season until they came into your building. And it helps when Trevin Brazil played like he did last night. He was spectacular, making plays left and right.
15 for the freshman on the other end. Blocked underneath. Through was blocked by Brazil. Richmond had it coming out of there. Lost the handle out of bounds, and Louisville touched it last.
Tom's coming up. Brendan Searcy, what'd you think of that game last night, man?
Oh, Todd, believe it or not, I'm in Fort Smith this morning.
Nice.
I thought the game was awesome. It's a great week to be a Razorback fan.
Yeah, it was a big. You had 2 close games against Duke and Michigan State, and you felt like you could have won either one of them or maybe both. And for them to get a marquee non-conference win was big for this basketball team.
And that's all. I'm going to the meet and greet today, and Ty, I want to take a moment, if I can, to say how much Nate Allen meant to my family, my father, my mother, everyone in our family, and how much he will be missed. And he was a true Razorback, and my heart goes out to his family. And he put up he was a great warrior during his illness. And that's all I have to say.
Brent, appreciate that. And I was hoping to to talk with Tommy about that before he left because he knew Nate a little better than I do. This guy that we're about to have on, Tom, knows him quite well. Nate Allen passed away at the age of 75. Razorback basketball communication staff did a good job. Put a place guard on where he sits. Flowers last night. This guy has spent half a century covering Arkansas in some capacity. Several different newspapers. I was reading his former colleague Matt Jones talk about him. Like Nate worked till 1 a.m. earlier this week. There's some cool tidbits in there. Like apparently he used to get an old box score, and Kevin Traynor, longtime part of Arkansas athletics, and now with the Arkansas Alumni Association, was like, Nate, why do you get an extra box score? And he apparently told him, well, they give me a free beer at Rogers Rec if I get one, which if you've ever been to Rogers Rec, just an unbelievably great establishment. Blue collar, grimy, love that place. Hope it all is always there on Dixon. Nate hated technology. Phil loves this clip.
Audio's gone.
Nate is just, he's an all-time great, Hall of Famer. And there's really no one better to talk with him about that, or talk to him more than me, than our buddy Tom Murphy, who joins us. And Tom, we can get to the other stuff in a sec, but Brent just called in and was reflecting on the great career of your former friend and coworker Nate Allen, and I'm sure you have so many memories of Nate here in the last few years.
I do, and we're all going to miss Nate, kind of like Bob, and it's just a strange deal that it was 364 days between them. But yeah, I tell you, Nate was a kind of a gruff guy, but once you really got to know him, he was kind of that teddy bear type, dude. I was aware of Nate, but in 1996, Arkansas played Louisiana Tech in Little Rock, and I was covering Louisiana Tech at the time, and went up there. This was the game President Clinton attended, and Nate was a couple of rows behind me, and in the post game, something was happening with his laptop, and he started cursing it, and I mean a blue streak cursing, and I remember thinking, who is this guy? Because I turned around and looked and was like, oh wow, who does that in a press box? But that was just Nate, and so I'll always have that memory of that game that President Clinton attended, and my real introduction to Nate. But he and I got to know each other over the years. We texted frequently down the stretch here, and Matt Jones and Matt wrote a fine obituary today in our paper. We got to see him on Monday night, and his children, David and Kim, great people. And so, yeah, Nate's going to be missed all around.
And the thing about like Nate, the exterior you're talking about to a certain extent, I'm going to be honest, Tom, I was kind of scared of him initially, and I forget who I talked to. It's like, is he I asked an older media member, it's like, is he a nice guy? It's like, yeah, he's a nice guy, but as you just said, you just got to get to know him a little bit. And he was hilarious. Like he had a dry sense of humor. And I don't pretend to know him, but occasionally I would be next to him and he would say a comment that was just hysterical, that the whole press box would erupt or something. He had that way about him.
Very dry, very wry wit. And you're right. That was kind of his style. He didn't have much patience if you asked a long-winded question. Yeah. So, young TV people who, or real talky, if they asked a long-winded question and didn't get to the point, Nate would he would sigh out loud and he'd be exasperated. And there's a very famous clip of Nate of somebody asking one of those questions, and he's standing behind Dave Van Horn. And Dave Van Horn's face is clearly in the frame, and Nate is behind him wearing a Royals cap. And when the question goes on, Nate makes this face, and the camera zooms from Dave onto Nate's face. It's very much like The Office, when, what do they call, coup style or whatever they call it, real life. And Nate's face makes the weirdest, like, what is this guy doing? And I don't know. I've gotten many, many laughs out of that, and Matt shared it with me again last night.
Colton, I know one of the things you you loved of Nate was the Tales from Hog Heaven. I know that was something that was
Read that book cover to cover until the cover fell off. A collection of the greatest Razorback stories ever told, and boy was it. Without that book, I don't think I ever would have gotten into this medium. It was one of those things that made me want to be a fly on the wall like all of us.
Again, cover the Razorbacks for over 50 years, 75 years old. A lot of people really sad today, and deservedly so, after the passing of Nate Allen. Oh, Tom, we've got a press conference later on. We've got an introductory of, and the meet and greet type of thing with Ryan Silverfield. Tommy and I were kicking around just earlier. It's like, hey, what do you want to hear from this guy? I think what we landed on is, what's the plan financially? Hunter's alluded to it in that press release. I think he alluded to it before then. They got the first signee class. You got 17 kids. Portal's the most important in less than a month. What are you interested in hearing later on at 1 o'clock today?
Yeah, I think that's what the media is going to want to drill down on, is there's this salary pool for assistant coaches, the 10 on-field guys, and then there's this salary pool for the other personnel that you have. So, the analysts and, recruiting coordinators and all that type of stuff. And they were redacted in his official letter of agreement. So we don't know what that salary pool is. And I guess they do that for competitive purposes. But anyway, how real is it? How much of that money has already been raised, and how much do you still have to go? Because right now it's just Hunter saying it's going to happen. And so, we'll want to hear what his thoughts are there. And then, obviously if you're Arkansas and you've been behind in the conference for, 8 or 10 years now, what do you do to get back up? I mean, if your personnel is equal to or below others, how do you win that way? And so, so far through 4 days, he said all the right things. He's been very positive about how much he wanted the job, how important it is for the people of Arkansas to have a winning football program. And look, I've talked to guys behind the scenes, even back when coming back from the Tennessee game, I bumped into a booster who was very, very fond of Ryan Silverfield and wanted him to be the coach at that time.
In Tennessee,
and I didn't think
wow.
it was, yeah, way back when. And so, he told me a little bit about the locker room culture with him, how, he tells them going into camp, guys, this is not going to be an easy run. There are times you're going to really not like me, but we're going to be a better team because of it. And we're going to form a deeper friendship or deeper bond because I'm pushing you to be your best. And you don't make a good team with 70 newcomers. When I first read that stat the week of the Arkansas game, Memphis has 70 newcomers on its roster. I thought, there's no way they will beat Arkansas, but they did. And you don't do that unless you have unity in your locker room and toughness and grit and all that, and you make plays.
Mm-hmm.
They got a fumble inside the 8-yard line with a minute something left that if it's not a fumble there, Arkansas is likely going to win the game.
Yeah, don't remind me. I was in that end zone when that happened. And Mike's first ever collegiate fumble, by the way. Had never fumbled prior to that point, and it was just culmination of a bunch of things that happened this year. You talk about his time in Memphis, Tom. I know one of the questions, I think one of the things Hunter said in his initial press conference when this happened is potentially looking for SEC experience. It's not really on this guy's list. And I know he was talking about, guys were GAs and whatnot. I was coaching the NFL, and I get that. But my question to you is, can you win in the Southeastern Conference without SEC experience?
Well, I mean, it's a great question, but let's just take, for example, Dan Mullen, the guy from New Hampshire, who had a nice system and took over a program that was struggling worse than Arkansas has in Mississippi State and became a consistent winner with them. He got good quarterbacks who could run his system. They played well enough defensively. They cycled guys through there like, Manny Diaz came through there. Chris White came through there. And so, Chris Wilson. And, it can be done. Now, it's an uphill climb. I hope he gets some veteran experience on this staff who does have SEC ties. I know the name DJ Durkin is floated as a defensive coordinator. I have no idea if DJ Durkin would be interested in the job, but his Auburn defense this year was quite salty. We saw that up front. So anyway, I think having Arkansas connections and SEC connections would be important for his staff. But I do believe he's kind of got that it factor in terms of how to rally a program, how to make players believe they can be winners. and that wasn't the case this season with the Razorbacks.
We've heard from some other coaches this week. Tom Murph's our guest, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, and listening to them a little bit. Alex Golish, Ryan Silverfield, Stein at Kentucky, and everything else. Tom, where do you think Silverfield kind of stacks up about amongst that list of newly hired coaches in this league?
Well, that's going to be a great comparison. And for Arkansas, when you look at it, I don't think they're playing. They're not playing Florida next year. I don't think they're playing Auburn next year. And I need to look at the schedule again, but it's a weird year. And so there's going to be natural comparisons between the John Sumralls and the Golishes and Silverfield and, Will Stein. And I'm not sure if Arkansas is playing Kentucky. I know they're playing Vanderbilt. But anyway, so the head-to-head might not be right there for the Arkansas, but it with that many coaches from the American going to Power Four, and then you add Eric Morris to Oklahoma State in there, it's going to be a real interesting dynamic to see which one of those guys can start instilling the culture and winning, because winning the games in the SEC is so difficult. Oh yeah, well, you could throw Pete Golding in there too. Another coach with coordinator experience.
Yep.
Who's going to be examined next year. So every program can't win. And that's why every year there's going to be 4, 5, or 6 fan bases who are so upset and mad, and 2 or 3 more who were disappointed they didn't have a better season. And if you're not one of those, then you're probably a coach who might be getting their contract redone. It's amazing the times we live in, that if you win big, you're going to get your contract redone, even though you're getting paid to win games, and the other coaches are all in on the hot seat. It's just amazing.
Yeah. You talk about the times we live in. I know people are, especially in Oxford, upset with the current college football timeline. I've heard Lincoln Riley advocate moving the season up in the national championship before the new year. Tom and I kicked that around yesterday. Tom, I know there's NIL issues or transfer portal issues, which it seems maybe moving it to one period will help that. What's your feel on the college football calendar? If anything needs to change, what would Tom Murphy put pen to paper on changing?
Well, I heard that. I heard those comments, and there was someone else in college football who talked about how if you moved it up and started the December calendar earlier, and then they mentioned here's when your quarters would be for the playoff, here's when your semis would be, and so on, and basically get the championship game out of the way the first week of January, which was kind of the old system, then that would make things a lot easier. But that's a lot harder on the guys' bodies, the guys who are now playing 17 games, or 16 games possibly, with fewer breaks. But I think that might be the most logical in terms of being able to have movement after the season instead of the portal opening and there's still playoff games out there. So I know there will be outside elements that come into play, collateral damage, so to speak, by moving the calendar. But I think in the long run, there's going to be a lot of momentum for what Lincoln Riley said and others to move the calendar up. I know what it was. I heard play, instead of having a week 0, play that is your first week. So you're playing games in late August to start the season. And then you can move the calendar up by 1 week, but then start your playoffs a little sooner too. And I think they could make that work, and I think you're going to see momentum in that direction.
Tom, last thing we're going to let you go. Arkansas basketball 89-80 over Louisville. First top 10 home win for John Calipari. Big win for Arkansas leading up to this North Little Rock game against Fresno State. Anything stand out in last night's win?
Oh, a ton of stuff. Well, first of all, when Arkansas was up 20, you're like, well, that should be enough. But you just felt like Louisville, they're a gritty team, that they would have a push. And they did have a push. And when it got down to 5, hearts are beating a little bit faster. And, the game was on the line. And they ran a lot of good pick and roll stuff. And Acuff got the ball a lot. And he ended up scoring. He and Thomas became their big scorers down the stretch. And I really liked the play of Malik Ewan. Cal talked about in the postgame. He showed him clips from the Florida State-Louisville games. And what an aggressive player he was, and they need more of that. I think it's harder for big men to have elite games except the gritty stuff, rebounding and just being in there and being tough in the Calipari system. But last night showed it can be done. He got some putbacks. He got 7 offensive boards. And so between Brazil's start and the way they finished, they needed that kind of game. Because I think Cal said of the 5 big marquee games they've got before conference, that they had to get one. He said, and we could have gone 0 for 5.
Mm-hmm.
And they were 0 for 2, but they got that big one. And now they still have chances against Texas Tech and Houston to, kind of put their label out there.
Tom, good stuff as always. Appreciate your time this morning, and we'll chat next week about some of this football stuff later on today.
Will do. Take care.
Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat, is that kind enough to join us each and every Tuesday and Thursday. And this morning, we are brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. Jackie and Cement Head. I was just Cement Head this past weekend in Ann Arbor, Michigan. We had a great time. And I was like, well, Jackie, you might need to bail us out. You might need to get licensed in Michigan at some point. She is licensed in Arkansas and Oklahoma. Trying to help out Sequoia and LaFleur counties. They do the family law stuff. They do car wrecks, slip and falls, dog bite cases. If you need an insurance or a wreck check based on something that happened to you, they can help you out. Listen, times are tough. Not everyone has $5,000 to just give them right now. And they get that. That's why they offer payment plans and flat fees to help you out. Laws have changed. I know joint custody is the default, but they're not ready to go. They're not afraid to go to trial and are successful when they do. MockLegalSolutions.com. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. We were talking about the Hog Heaven, the Tales of Hog Heaven, the Nate Allen. That's one of them. I know Rick Schaefer's got one. Clay's Hogs Illustrated for a number of years. There's certain just staples of Razorback, either history or documents or magazines that you read day in, day out. I'm going to be honest, Colt, I have not read that one. But it sounds like I need to get my hands out.
I will lend it to you, Ty. When you have some free time, you really should read it, because as a guy that is able to, rattle off the moments from all these games like it's second nature to you, you would love a little bit of context and reference, and there's some hilarious stuff in there too. Like I said, I read it plenty of times, and it's one of the things that spurred me to try and do this as a career. I tried to be a writer, believe it or not, and then my English professors and everybody else was like, dude, your grammar is atrocious. So decided I would just talk instead. That's a little bit easier.
Well, they said the same thing about me, and we see how badly that's working out. The fact that this grammar, this English and stuff that I'm supposed to put together and put sentences together each and every day.
There's no grammar on the air. No one cares about
that. From time to time. All right, we got to hit a break. SEC update coming up. Your thoughts on this basketball team. Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963.
Did you guys watch the game? You did?
Yeah, we watched it. We were happy. We needed something. More of the Morning Rush after this.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cat's dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Nah, we don't got no puppies over here.
They're all dogs.
No puppies, all dogs.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your holiday with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. For your inner child and your grown-up cravings, the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Bush. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Champion Cycling wants to help you find the joy in cycling that's been a part of their family for many years. Register today through December 21st at hitthatline.com for your chance to win a specialized road bike just in time for Christmas. Whether you're a child getting your first bike, an adult who hasn't been on a bike in years, or someone who's looking to podium at their next race, Champion Cycling wants to help you find the right bike. A great selection of bikes, cycling apparel, and accessories, and great service. 5500 Mazard Road in Fort Smith. Find your next ride with Champion Cycling.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Oh, where's Arkansas going to finish in the SEC? Look, with circuits on the rails, we're talking high enough that I'm already rehearsing my told you so for the guys, even though I absolutely did not say so. I've watched every game, clipped every highlight, and yelled at my laptop enough to be considered a security risk. And I'm telling you, this team's got top 4 written all over it. Could they finish second? Yep. Could they finish 7th because the SEC is chaos on caffeine? Also, yep.
Chaos on caffeine. I don't know if 14
good,
teams are making the SEC or NCAA tournament, Colton, but judging by what I've seen thus far, the SEC is still pretty good. I guess would you win 9-7
Yeah,
over 2
9-7.
days?
You flipped the script from day one to day 2. Yeah.
Had some wins for the conference last night, including Arkansas, 89-80. Alabama won 90-84 over Clemson. Vanderbilt got an 18-point win over SMU. Auburn pulled it out against Will Wade. Wade's out in not Durham. Where's it? Raleigh in North Carolina State. LSU beats Boston College. Virginia pounded Texas. Sean Miller was ticked last night.
The only team to lose in the SEC last night was Texas.
Yeah.
Love it.
Mississippi State beats Georgia Tech. Remember, Brian and Ozark was talking about how great Sean Miller is. And he is a good coach.
He doesn't know who Sean Miller is.
Yeah, he is Xavier, Arizona. He is a good coach, but got to wait and see what goes on in Austin. So that's basketball-wise. Football-wise, I guess Goalish retaining Durkin is the big news this week. You got a press conference today with Ryan Silverfield. I think, Stein's had his. I think all the introduced coaches have had theirs except for Ryan Silverfield. And I saw Mike Irwin say this, like you at least build up some time and get an idea of Kyle Parkinson's probably going to get with Ryan and be like, hey, this is what you're probably going to get asked. This is what we have. Hunter, they can game plan about this. And just because you game plan and answer, it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be an action. You hope it is, whatever the questions are, because you're just tired of losing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really care who it is. You don't care if it's Ryan Silverfield. You didn't care if it was Sam Pittman. You didn't care if it's Chad Morris. But you've had one winning SEC season since 2012, and that was 2015. That's it. I don't think it's far-fetched to say that that's going to extend at least another year. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he blows the doors off this place in the Southeastern Conference. Surprises everyone, get the funding he needs. But it's just it's an uphill battle. What's wild to me is like year 2 must have this thing back where it needed to be. Year 2. Mm-hmm. This team went to the Elite Eight, which is the equivalent of the college football playoff. Maybe even went past that because it's 18 versus 12. Don't think that's happening here anytime soon. But you just want to be like SEC relevant again. And now it's really cloudy because you got Texas and Oklahoma and everything else. And now Ryan's just got to work his tail off to get it organized the next couple months, Coach Silverfield, and then also gear up, muster up for that transfer portal because it's going to be here in less than a month. And you got to get some guys that can play in the SEC on this campus.
Yeah, I think that this delay in Silverfield not being able to get in front of a microphone for an extended period of time, people were a little bit like, what's the problem with all this? Hunter's just putting his college football playoff appearances before this. And I don't think that that's necessarily true, and I think it actually plays in Silverfield's favor. I think one of the points that Mike was trying to make, Mike Irwin, was that Goalish and some of these other guys, they haven't sounded like they have all of their plan together. And, from the second they got trotted out there in front of a microphone, in front of all these, media members asking them questions. So giving Silverfield a few more days to prepare, to figure out how to effectively deliver the message that needs to come across to the fan base and everything like that is probably going to work in their favor. I'm excited to hear from him. Ty, one thing last night, and I'm sure that you saw some of these clips, the guy has a lot of energy right now. And it reminds me of Coach Musselman, like you said earlier, drawing the comparisons to that of how in his second year he had things going. He had a couple of good in-state recruits that were able to, be spark plugs for that team, helped him get to the Elite Eight. It was a big deal. I'm not saying that these guys that we picked up in the next day were difference makers and they're going to be huge assets to the team next year, but that type of involvement from the state is going to be beneficial to what he's trying to say today. And look, press conferences, opening things like that, unfortunately, there's no scoreboard for that where Arkansas comes out on top. It really doesn't matter. You're out there to deliver the message that you have to do and deliver the message that you have to say and make sure that, you don't sound like an idiot for the most part. I don't think this guy's going to run the risk of doing any of that, but he had a lot of energy last night, walking up and down, yelling at all the fans, getting them pumped up and stuff like that. I saw him walking up the steps and, hyping people up, and people were in his face, hyping him up, and one dude was flexing his arms, and so Silverfield reaches out and is measuring his biceps as if he's about to give him a walk-on to play Mike linebacker. So that type of energy and stuff like that, fans do love that, and I think if he's able to embody just how much he has, the enthusiasm and this zest for coaching football, I think that's going to go over very well for Arkansas fans. It's going to be received pretty well because One thing that was a big knock on Sam Pittman, Ty, was what? He didn't win those press conferences. He wasn't a big enthusiastic energy guy.
The first one was really good. I would say after that there were some others that, especially this past season, the past two, you felt like. Now I personally, like, people read more into that, and I was like, I don't really care what he sounds like if he wins. I've listened to coaches that are awful during press conferences they win, but that just kind of piled on to Sam's lack of success here, and I don't blame people for that. Like you said, I mean, Silverville can be pumped up all he wants, but it's about winning football games.
Yeah.
But it at least is encouraging. Like, if you're going to, what's a way to win someone over, right? Is if, like, you're excited to be around them, you're happy-go-lucky, you're rah-rah, or if you're just like, hey, what's up? I mean, that typically, now some some personalities are different, but that's typically how it goes. Hey, that's your SEC updates brought to you by Joe's Grill and Cantina. Wear your Razorback gear. Get those half-price apps and cheap taps at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Always keeping the party going. Be gearing up for Arkansas basketball. Baseball is going to be around the corner. Go there for whatever, and you're going to have a good time at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Half-price apps and cheap taps at Joe's Grill and Cantina during Razorback games. Make sure you wear your Hog gear. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps, where the tap blows and the fans roar in Fort Smith. All right, one thing we haven't gotten into, it's a day late here on a Think Tank Thursday. It's kind of a beef of yours. Give me a sense this morning with your car issues.
Technology is one of the dumbest things in the world, and I'm a young person that should be able to handle all this, but I'm a little bit of a panicker from time to time, and I wasn't in the best headspace this morning. Ty, your vehicle, it is lock and key. You put a key into the actual ignition to start your vehicle, correct? Yes,
I love it.
And you know what? That is how vehicles should be, because I've stretched the life of my key fob out way too far. And so this morning, 5:45, getting out there. It's cold. Snow's about to come down. Flurries are falling in Fayetteville. And I'm like, all right, great win last night for the Hogs. I'm excited to come into work this morning, talk about the Razorbacks, talk about Coach Silverfield. I get out there, I click to, unlock my car. Nothing. No lights come on. And I'm bewildered. I do it again. Nothing happens. And I'm like, man, I bet this key fob is it's done.
It's dead.
It's done. Now, I'm not driving my car. I'm driving my wife's car because my car fits the car seat and her car does not. It's a big ordeal. Anyway, I'm like, well, great. This is not a normal battery, not like a AA or something like that. It's easily accessible. This is one of those small, I don't even know what they're called, one of those small round disc little batteries. So I'm thinking, what in the house do I have that has one of these? And the closest room to the front door is my young son's bedroom. Sneak in there. And I grab one of the first toys I could find that I know has that battery in it, and he will no longer be having a magic piano for a little while until I replace the batteries. So I fixed that, get it back in the key fob. I had to YouTube how to do that because you have to, finagle it.
It's not easy to do.
It's not easy to do. It took me 10 minutes. So I get that open. I finally get it in there. I go out there and I click it, and it's not the car that I'm taking that, beep, beep. It's my car. So I've replaced the battery in the wrong key fob. I go and grab the other key fob, the correct one, click, click, and then the horn beeps, and I've just wasted 25 minutes of my life. I also get in my car, there's no gas in it like I was supposed to do the other day to put gas in it.
So you're going to pay back Tommy the 30 minutes that you weren't here when you were supposed to this morning?
Not a chance, because he's not here to listen to this, so he doesn't know what happened. He's in the middle of watching his son be honored for his intelligence.
By the way, if you missed it earlier, Tommy's kiddo is getting an academic award, something that he was open about that he never achieved when he was in school, whether it's middle school, high school, or college. Do you ever get an academic award in school?
I was in the National Honor Society.
Wow.
I was a good student. I was a good egg. And then
What happened?
I don't know. Yeah, just disappointment, heartache, watched too much Razorback sports, took you down a bad path.
Okay. Well, speaking of Razorback sports, John in the 479 texting in, back to Ryan Silverfield. He reminds him of a traveling evangelist preaching to the lost, telling them what they want to hear. I mean, what is he supposed to do, John?
It's a hard
He's trying to
game,
get it, like, okay, let me reiterate. Arkansas has had one SEC winning record since 2012. That was 2015.
They don't have one in 21?
They went 4-4.
Really? I guess that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's 500.
Because they beat Penn State to get that 9th win, 4-4 in
Yeah,
conference
that's right.
play. So, because they lost to Georgia, Ole Miss. Who did they just lose to? Alabama. Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama. I can't think of the other one off my head.
Probably somebody we shouldn't have.
One, that's going to drive me nuts. Either way, regardless of that, that's what you have.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like, John, I don't know what you want him to do. Now, if you want to come, here's my stance. When the hire came out, I was like Tommy. I was like, okay, we waited 2 months, and this is the route you go to a guy that Memphis fans, like, texted several Memphis people.
They were
happy that he was leaving. Now, sometimes it's a good thing for both parties, i.e. John Calipari. Kentucky fans were ready to see him go. He was ready to leave. He's here in Fayetteville.
We're getting the better end of that deal.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Don't necessarily know if that's the correct comparison here, but it's the only one I have that's like personal to us as Arkansans. So again, on that note, I don't know what he's supposed to do. I flipped some in-state kids. He's excited to be here. He wants to be here. And again, the next thing is the portal. It starts getting a high portal class. Yeah. Like, John, what do you want from him? I guess that would be my question.
That's one thing I want to hear today, Ty, is we talked about what do you want to hear from Coach Silverfield today is what's your plan for the portal? I mean, obviously, you need to know if you have the funds to go out there and make a big splash, but who are you targeting? Who are you looking for? Do you have any players that you know you're bringing over from Memphis that have told you that they're coming over? I mean, what are you looking at? And I know that the portal and everything right now doesn't actively start until the beginning of January, but look, you gotta let me know what you're targeting, what you're looking for, and also how many guys have you talked to that are actually on the team that have said, I'm staying, I'm going to be a Razorback, you sold me, this is what I want to do. So it's a big deal. And coming into the situation, I don't remember who it was yesterday that talked about how when you come into a new job like this and you're following in somebody's footsteps, so one of the most effective things to do is do everything the opposite. That's kind of what he's done so far. Obviously targeting in-state kids, making them a priority on his very first day, showing lots of enthusiasm, this, a good energy. That's a much different change of pace than what we've seen from the past regime. And obviously, I'm not saying that he's peddling anything, but Razorback fans are eating it up. They love it. I mean, we said, is this guy going to get booed last night? And like we said this morning, there wasn't a boo anywhere around. People were excited about him. They were excited for him. And today, I think, should be more of the same. Now, he's going to have to answer questions. There's going to be some tough ones, You've said some things about bringing in the best recruiting class in school history, getting one of the best staffs in the nation. What does that look like? So he's got to be prepared and be ready for all those things. But really, I think today should go just as fine as the beginning of his tenure here has so far.
And another thing on his list, barbecue.
I love barbecuing.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. I ate most of the barbecue in Memphis at every different place. And I can't wait to get around Fayetteville and the entire state and try everybody's barbecue. Listen, there are no favorites. I'll eat it all, and I can't wait.
What are we known for in this state? I'm not talking about a restaurant. I'm talking about, like, what barbecue are we known for? Because I feel like each state has its own version of briskets, ribs, pulled pork. Arkansas is not necessarily known for it. Is there something I'm missing there?
No, I mean, I'm not the culinary expert. This is usually where we rely on Tommy, but I couldn't tell you one thing that Arkansas is known for in the barbecue world, and I'm no pitmaster.
Yeah, well, hopefully he gets some good barbecue here.
There's some great spots, though, and he's going to have a lot to go choose from.
Mark points out defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. Yeah, that staff's a big one. That's what you brought earlier. And again, 1 o'clock, we'll have it for you here on Halftime across these radio stations. Plus, hit that Line Now app as well, powered by Taco Bell. All right, when we return here on the Morning Rush, James Franklin, he's got a recruiting class. Penn State doesn't. Tell you about that, plus Keith Carter on Lane Kiffin and apparently what actually happened behind closed doors, plus more on Arkansas's 89-90 victory over Louisville as we close out the show next.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Fellas, it's the season to shine, and not just from the holiday lights. Manscaped is here to keep you looking sharp for every holiday party, family photo, and mistletoe moment. The Lawnmower 5 body trimmer and the Chairman Plus face shaver deliver precision, comfort, and control worthy of Santa's nice list. I've been good and nice. Whether you're tidying up before a big night out or preparing for New Year's Eve, Manscaped has your back. And your face too, to be exact. So gift yourself with some grooming greatness this season, because looking good is the best gift of all. And now you can find Manscaped products at your local Walmart.
Dribble down the lane. Scoop won't go. Ewens follows up and in.
This is the Morning Rush.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $600 million. So, what would you do if you won?
If I won the jackpot, I would buy my own racehorse.
If I won the lottery, I would buy my wife a beach house.
First person I would call would be my husband. He's got a big mouth, but I would still call him first.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $600 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Archery season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows and crossbows, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow technicians with years of experience are on site and ready to get you dialed in to hunt. Need gear? Infinity has tree stands, saddles, plus blinds from Banks Outdoors. Find all your hunting needs now at Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma. Infinity Sports and Outdoors.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
Hi, this is Lindsay White, and I'm proud to share that White Office Machines has now officially become part of the Datamax family. You'll continue to see the same local support teams you know and trust, plus industry-leading Kyocera copiers with statewide service and expanded IT, phone, and document solutions. Together, we're stronger, and together we're ready to create a raving fan out of your business. I know my dad and our staff are excited about this new chapter, as it takes our capabilities to a whole new level. For you, learn more at datamaxarkansas.com.
The nation's best home court advantage lives inside Bud Walton Arena. The Razorbacks are back inside the Basketball Palace of Mid-America, and Coach Calipari and the Hogs need you there and need you loud all season long. A limited number of single-game tickets are available right now. Just head over to ArkansasRazorbacks.com and purchase yours today.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You can pay for breaks.
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first call game with my wife, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You gotta go with somebody. At least I go with a winner.
Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
I took the job and everything went down. I called these people, asked them to come to my house and said, hey, I need you to come with me tomorrow to Virginia Tech. I don't know what you're going to get paid, and I don't know what your job title is, but I want you to come and we'll figure it out. And they all came. running behind the scenes to put this entire class together. And I'm proud of what we were able to do in a short period of time, something that typically takes 2 years to fill a class. And we were able to do it in 2 weeks.
So Virginia Tech signed a top 25 class, and Penn State's is outside the top 100. Did you say that there's some FCS schools?
I do believe that they're ranked around,
Wow.
similar to South Dakota State and below the 130s at this current point.
Took a lot of kids, it sounds like, to Blacksburg with him rather than State College.
That's a lot of stuff going on in State College right now.
Yeah, they can't find a coach.
Well, they're getting stiffed.
Blackballed.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a college getting blackballed by an agent, but that's
This just goes to show that these guys got a lot of power, and you better not screw with them. I mean, really.
that's wild. That's college sports here in 2025. We're wrapping up here on a Think Tank Thursday. Arkansas basketball gets it done last night. Biggest win at home under the John Calipari era. There's a bunch of threes that happened during the game, but man, how about TB from the jump?
Brazil off the inbound. 3 from the corner's good. 17 and a half for Trevin. It's 41-22. Hogs are trying to blow him out.
Tommy mentioned earlier, first time he's ever scored 17 points and a half. Had that ankle injury. Wasn't the same player offensively. Still made plays. Had that big block in the second half. Just got to get him going. He gets going like with the three. The rest of his offense opens up. He plays really good defense, and what an awesome performance. This was a kid the other night that he's like, I didn't show up against Michigan State in East Lansing. He showed up and he had a good game against Duke and a great game last night, and they need more of that in the coming weeks.
Real efficient for him too. Finishes 8 for 11 from the field. He was just able to basically have his way with him. And I think we've talked about it before, and I think other shows have mentioned it as well. But Trevin Brazil, for the most part of his career, has not been a guy that you just like lean on offensively. Like he is your go-to bucket getter all the time. He's got some things that he specializes in, but last night he was able to do basically all of everything in that first half. Obviously, it kind of came down funny right there when he did get dunked on, unfortunately, but came down funny right there, and he didn't have the same offensive output in the second half. But look, like you said, if he's able to get hot early and get that first three and let himself play a little bit more free, attack the rim, have that energy to be able to use that length to really alter things on the defensive end, Trevin Brazil is a go-to player, and he's somebody that has to be if you want the team to be as good. One thing that stood out to me last night is this was a big game against this was a big game against a really big, non-conference opponent, top 10 team. And while you still scored almost 90 points, 89 points, only 10 of those came from Carter Knox and DJ Wagner, which, they had fine nights. They didn't do anything necessarily bad, but those two and, their presence on the court this year, it's going to be interesting to watch because this is several weeks in a row now. Carter Knox has stacked up some not as good performances as Razorback fans have expected out of him.
Yeah, how they go about just kind of reshaping the lineup. Tommy was advocating earlier for Malik Ewan to be a starter.
I think I like that too.
It's not a bad thought. Get a couple more non-conference games before you take on the Tennessee Volunteers January the 3rd inside of the friendly combines, as we like to say.
Yeah.
Bud Walton Arena.
Got to get some get back because they whooped you good last year to start conference play.
Yes.
Good.
Bad. Speaking of friendly, Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. Always a great time at Gaston's. I did that even without the script. I've started to learn like Tommy does. Gastons.com. Clint, Jacob, the team can take care of you. Go to Gastons.com. Go to their Facebook page as well. It's an awesome place. Awesome time at Gaston's. We hadn't been there in a while. We need to get back. It is just a really cool experience. If you haven't been, you've been thinking about it, you hear Tommy talking about it every single day. Highly encourage you to check it out. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time. Every time. All right, let's go through some text here. Robert and Bull shows. We were talking about this one in the break here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, saying Chad was high energy and look how that worked. I want to see him coach. Yeah, so do I.
That's true.
So do I, Robert. We all do. Like this again. The build up and stuff. It's all hoopla. Yeah, you got to get players in here, but fans need something to hang on to, and that doesn't necessarily mean like I can like what he does. That doesn't necessarily mean I think he's gonna be a good coach. I'm not willing to say that at this point. I don't think really anyone is outside of a few. And hopefully it proves not just his own fan base wrong to a certain degree, but a lot of others wrong. And that's the whole thing on this. Again, we're going to hear from Coach Silverfield coming up here in about 2 hours from now, right here on Halftime. So stay tuned for that. For Colton Little and Tommy Kraft, I'm Tyler Richardson. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Halftime, headed your way.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it